Edge rusher Von Miller is suspended 4 games, and Cleveland Browns defensive tackle Mike Hall Jr. suspended 5 games for personal conduct policy.
NFL fans, buckle up, because things just got wild. Von Miller, the Buffalo Bills star linebacker and future Hall of Famer, has hit the headlines for all the wrong reasons after his recent suspension. The fiery veteran has always been known for his high-octane gameplay, but this time the explosion happened off the field. Miller's response to the suspension? Let's just say going nuts might be an understatement. Welcome to America's Game, where we focus on all things NFL. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell for future videos. What led to the suspension? Let's rewind a bit. Von Miller, who's been an absolute wrecking ball on the field throughout his career, recently found himself sidelined. The NFL handed down a multi-game suspension after Miller allegedly violated the league's personal conduct policy. Rumors swirled, but the specifics remained a mystery until news broke that it involved off-field behavior, which the NFL took seriously enough to bench one of the league's top defensive players. The whole issue started in November 2023 after Miller turned himself into police in Texas after being suspected of assaulting a pregnant woman, his longtime girlfriend and mother of his children. This charge, a third-degree felony, came from accusations that he choked her twice, pulled out a patch of her hair, and stomped on her laptop during an argument at their Dallas home. Miller's girlfriend later downplayed the situation, denying that an assault had taken place. Miller himself called the claims false and exaggerated. The case was eventually closed without any charges, but the NFL has been investigating ever since. This isn't the first time Miller has faced such accusations. He was also investigated for domestic violence back in 2021 when he was with the Denver Broncos, though no charges were filed then either. Miller is currently in the third year of a 6-year, $120 million contract with the Buffalo Bills. The 35-year-old has played in all 4 games this season, contributing 5 tackles and 3 sacks to help Buffalo start the season 3-1. With this suspension, though, he'll miss the upcoming games against the Houston Texans, New York Jets, Tennessee Titans, and Seattle Seahawks. He's expected to return for the Bills' November 3rd matchup against the Miami Dolphins. Miller, known for his leadership on the Bills' defense, wasn't going to take it lightly, but fans were left in the dark on how he would react. And boy, did he react. Before we move on to his outburst, let's take you through his brief history. Von Miller's journey to NFL stardom began at Texas A&M, where he established himself as one of the most dominant linebackers in college football. Known for his explosive speed, athleticism, and relentless work ethic, Miller earned the Butkus Award in 2010, given to the nation's top linebacker. His standout college career caught the attention of NFL scouts, making him a top prospect in the 2011 NFL Draft. Miller was selected 2nd overall by the Denver Broncos, marking the beginning of an illustrious NFL career. He made an immediate impact as a rookie, racking up 11.5 sacks and earning NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year honors. His ability to disrupt opposing quarterbacks quickly made him one of the most feared pass rushers in the league. The true turning point in Miller's career came in the 2015 season. That year, Miller led the Broncos defense to a Super Bowl 50 victory, where he was named Super Bowl MVP after a legendary performance against the Carolina Panthers. Miller's relentless pressure on quarterback Cam Newton, including 2.5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles, was the defining factor in Denver's win. That Super Bowl performance cemented Miller's place as one of the league's premier defensive players. He continued to dominate in the following seasons, adding multiple Pro Bowl selections and All-Pro honors to his resume. Known for his trademark speed off the edge and his signature sack dance, Miller became a household name. In 2022, after 11 years with Denver and a brief stint with the Los Angeles Rams, Miller signed a 6-year, $120 million contract with the Buffalo Bills. His journey from college standout to Super Bowl MVP is a testament to his hard work, resilience, and extraordinary talent. Von Miller's epic response. The outburst heard round the NFL. So how does one of the NFL's best linebackers respond to being told he can't do what he does best, dominating on the field? By absolutely losing it. Sources close to the situation revealed that Miller went into a full-blown meltdown. From fiery social media rants to private conversations with teammates that were anything but private, Miller let it all out. His frustration spilled over during practice sessions, locker room talks, and even in a series of cryptic Instagram stories that had Bills fans on edge. Miller didn't exactly stay quiet online either. Shortly after the suspension was made public, his Instagram exploded with posts that were equal parts defiant and cryptic. "They can't stop me," and "watch what's next" were just a couple of the quotes splashed across his Instagram stories, leaving fans in a frenzy wondering what he meant. Was he planning a retirement, a comeback bigger than ever, or was it all part of the emotional roller coaster that he's been on since the suspension? One particular post, however, grabbed the most attention: a video of Miller working out in his personal gym, grinning ear to ear while throwing up some ridiculous weight with the caption, "Y'all think this'll slow me down?" Let's just say the man is not letting this suspension mess with his grind. But while some fans were here for the energy, others weren't as impressed. Comments started pouring on, questioning his maturity and leadership, especially with the Bills fighting for playoff contention in a tough AFC race. "Shouldn't you be focused on what got you here in the first place, Vaughn?" one commenter asked. "Focus on football, not the drama," added another. The divide among the fan base grew quickly. Inside the Bills locker room, as the dust from Miller's online antics began to settle, attention shifted to how the Bills would handle the fallout. Von Miller is more than just a player to Buffalo. He's a leader, a mentor, and the emotional backbone of their defense. His absence for multiple games was already a significant blow, but now his emotional outburst had left the team scrambling to maintain focus. Reports out of Buffalo suggest that some of Miller's teammates were taken aback by his reaction. An unnamed player described the situation as tense and mentioned that while Miller's passion is usually contagious, this time it felt like it had crossed a line. "We get it, Vaughn's pissed, we're all pissed, but we've got a job to do, and we can't let this be a distraction," the player reportedly said. Others, however, were quick to defend their star linebacker. Bills cornerback Tre'Davious White, in an interview, expressed sympathy for Miller's frustrations. "Vaughn's a warrior, man. He's been through it all. Super Bowls, MVPs, injuries, and comebacks. When you take football away from someone like him, it's hard not to feel some type of way." But despite the public show of solidarity, it's clear that Vaughn's outburst has left its mark on the locker room. With a crucial stretch of the season ahead, the Bills need focus and leadership more than ever, and Miller's unpredictable behavior could either galvanize the team or pull it apart. The bigger picture: Miller's legacy in jeopardy? Let's talk about the big picture here. Von Miller isn't just any NFL player. He's a Super Bowl MVP, an 8-time Pro Bowler, and a first-ballot Hall of Famer. His legacy up until now has been all about excellence on the field. But will this suspension, and more importantly his response to it, tarnish that legacy? Some NFL analysts have already begun to question whether Miller is entering the twilight of his career, where emotions sometimes run higher than production. The thing is, he's still got a lot left in the tank, as evidenced by his monstrous performance last season before injury sidelined him for part of the year. But suspensions like this, especially ones tied to personal conduct, can stick with a player both in terms of reputation and long-term opportunities. Von Miller's name has been synonymous with elite defense for over a decade, but could this incident change how he's remembered? If he bounces back after the suspension, storms the field, and leads the Bills to a deep playoff run, this whole saga could be just a blip on the radar. But if his emotions continue to get the best of him, it's possible that Miller's final years in the league might be overshadowed by drama rather than dominance. Von Miller has been a key defensive player for the Buffalo Bills since joining the team in 2022 on a 6-year, $120 million contract. Known for his elite pass rushing skills and leadership, Miller made an immediate impact on Buffalo's defense. In his debut season with the Bills, Miller racked up 8 sacks in just 11 games before suffering a season-ending knee injury. Despite missing time, he remained one of the team's top pass rushers, bringing the kind of intensity and experience that Buffalo needed to push deeper into the playoffs. Before his injury, Miller totaled 21 tackles, 10 of which were for a loss, and 12 quarterback hits, showing that he still had plenty of juice left despite being in his 30s. His presence on the field helped open up opportunities for other defenders, making Buffalo's defensive line one of the most feared in the league. So far in the 2023 season, Miller has already made contributions with 5 tackles and 3 sacks in just 4 games, helping Buffalo to a strong 3-1 start. Even at 35, Miller remains one of the league's premier edge rushers, bringing veteran leadership and consistency to the Bills' defense. With his suspension sidelining him for a few games, Buffalo will certainly feel his absence. However, when he returns, Miller will be looking to continue his strong form and lead the Bills' defense in their playoff push. What's next for Miller and the Bills? So where does this leave Von Miller and the Buffalo Bills? For Miller, it's about taking control of the narrative. He's got a few weeks to cool off, focus on his training, and most importantly, decide how he wants to be remembered. His passion for the game is undeniable, but can he channel that energy into something positive once he returns? Fans are hoping to see him back on the field, wreaking havoc on opposing offenses, not on social media. As for the Bills, it's all about weathering the storm. Von Miller is a huge loss, no question, but the Bills have talent all over the defense. Head coach Sean McDermott has built a culture of resilience in Buffalo, and now it's time for the next man up to carry the torch until Miller returns. Whether or not this saga impacts their playoff run remains to be seen, but one thing's for sure, the drama in Buffalo is far from over. So the main question on everyone's lips is, can he bounce back? Von Miller's meltdown following his suspension is the kind of story that can go in 2 very different directions. Either it becomes the fuel for one of the greatest comebacks in recent NFL history, or it signals the beginning of the end for one of the league's brightest stars. If history has taught us anything about Miller, it's that he's a fighter both on and off the field. His passion for the game is clear, but passion can sometimes be a double-edged sword. Right now, Miller's emotions are raw, and while some fans love seeing that fire, others are concerned about what it could mean for the team moving forward. But here's the kicker. When Von Miller is motivated, he's unstoppable. Once the dust settles, don't be surprised if you see him come roaring back, ready to remind everyone why he's still one of the most feared linebackers in the game. But until then, all eyes are on him to see if this outburst will define the end of an era or the start of a new chapter in Von Miller's legendary career.